Things are changing quickly, everything is getting more faster, and you need to make a decision if you should go to medicine and dictate the rest of your life with it. And a lot of people ask, is medicine still worth it? And the answer there is rather complicated. Now, let's break this down. My name is Dimitri. I'm doing my neurosurgery residency right now, and I will be breaking down the top points which I think you should consider if you're doing, want to do, or just are uncertain about medicine. Now, I will be going through 5 points which I think are very important for you. The first one is very obvious. If you want money, prestige, or free time, this isn't the job for you. Now, why do I say this? Because a lot of things have changed in the last 20, 30 years, or especially since Corona. Now, doctor used to mean something. It was a status symbol, people respected it, and it used to be some sort of romance connected to it, which I think today has changed quite a bit. Even though we had a lot of good series like Grey's Anatomy or now currently The Pitt, which are showcasing in some sense how the medical work life is to a certain extent, very incorrectly, but they kind of show that life can be very stressful, and that if you want to have free time, have some weekends off, then this is probably the wrong career choice, and money isn't as good as you think it is. Now, you might think doctors earn a lot. That's probably the case in the US after residency, but also you have to pay off the enormous debt that you have behind you after you finished medical school. Now, luckily, we don't have that in Europe, or at least in most European countries, which is great, but you don't get to earn as much as you do in the US, because in the US you're earning something between $300,000 up to $1 million, depending on what kind of residency or not residency, sorry, what kind of a specialty you're in. But the question really is that, are you choosing medicine for what you really are and what you really want, or are you choosing it also because what people will think of you, or what you will be doing at the end and for the money? Now, that might be a difficult question, which you probably need to answer yourself honestly. Now, the second point is very difficult, something which I'm also currently struggling myself, and I think every single one of us has struggled through med school. Now, the whole med school and residency are very long. It's just a life plan. It's not a career plan. It's a life plan. If you want instant results in success, then probably this isn't the one for you. The problem is that medicine takes really, really long, and it takes a lot of years of just being the dumbest person in the room. And the more advanced you get, you're still going to be the dumbest person. You will be better in comparison to others. However, you will still be a little bit dumb, and people will bully you for it in a good way and a bad way, and you just have to take it. So you're going to have to deal with the whole part of it. And if you think on a short term and just like want to get in and get out, then probably might be a very difficult path for that. The third point is that if you care about people, you should stick to this. Now, medicine is very great because it gives you a lot of meaning. Now, you have to be under pressure. You will have sleepless nights. You will be scared. You will make inevitably mistakes. Hopefully not too big ones, but I don't think mistakes are inevitable. And the only way to know is that if this is bigger, and if you can take this in order to find meaning and deal with the joy of saving lives, basically, as cheesy as that sounds. If you want something difficult but also meaningful, this is probably the right one. If you always want to be pushed to your limits, if you feel like you can't really turn off, then you're probably the type of person which needs to go into medicine, or you already are and you shouldn't stop doing this. But if you don't think this is right for you, if you enjoy also doing 3, 4, 5 other things at the side, then you either don't do it at all, which is perfectly fine, or you find something which allows you to have a life along the side of medicine. When I was doing my last year of med school, which is just rotating through a few departments, one of that being surgery, the most common sentence I heard was that the job on itself is amazing. Everything around it is just terrible. Let me give you an example. You love your job, you love helping people, doing what you can do, learning the tasks, or just like in general learning. But you don't like the system because the system involves you taking care of patients in a way which you will have to find money for the department, and always constantly thinking of some sort of financial thing and just taking notes, making sure that you're not gonna get sued, and being very careful about what you say, to who you say, and what promises can you make, and so on. So it's a very great job, but I think the system is getting more and more complex, and the expectations on us are constantly rising. We have a lot more things to do. We're doing a lot more. We're doing more diagnoses. We have more diseases. We have more medication. But on the same time, we don't have the benefits like doctors used to have 20, 30, 40 years ago. And there's more and more regulations every single day, I think. So that's one of the downsides, probably. Okay, to summarize, who is medicine actually for? It's people who can delay gratification. It's people who don't want overnight success. It's people who can handle pressure and who want a calling, not just really a job, which might be very difficult because at the end of the day, maybe when you're 40 or 50, it just becomes a job. But at the beginning, at least it should feel like you're doing something greater than just a job, than just like going in, clocking out. If you really, really want high income early, this is probably the wrong one. You could probably live a lot better life if you do something else, which is remote or online, or just do a skill or build a business. I don't know. So I think the whole thing boils down to one very simple quote, which is, what's the price you're willing to pay for a meaningful life? And that might be a very high price. And everybody knows that this high price is coming, is there, but you don't really know how it is until you really experience it yourself. I hope you make the right decision. I hope this helped you in some way. I know this was a little bit of general knowledge, but if you did like it, if you think I could help you with something more, please leave a like down below, and I'll see you in the next one.